Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the For Goodness Sake YouTube channel. As always, I'm your host, Untitled, and I'm really happy to be here with you. So I missed all of June, without really having a full video, and I've kind of been struggling to figure out what I wanted to post, just because there's a lot going on in the world, and I always want to post something that's sensitive to that and conducive to healing with everything going on. So I'm never really sure whether what I'm going to post is helpful, but I always want to be trying to be in that direction or move in that direction collectively as people. So today I'm going to post something that's not about whether it's coronavirus, Black Lives Matter protest, dismantling white supremacy in general, or anything else that's going on current events wise. But I don't want to take away from the fact that that's the priority of the world, or it at least should be right now, and that we need to work together to learn and listen to Black voices, listen to the people who have scholarly knowledge of what works best in terms of solving the problems that we see in the world. So I just want to say that just to let you all know that I'm not trying to distract. I'm trying to help in a direction or in a way that I can help. So with all that said, welcome to the podcast. I'm going to do a regular, whatever regular means, episode today, and as you saw from the title, it's about gratitude. And so just wanted to open the episode up with what is gratitude. So I have kind of two things to show you. So the first thing that I want to tell you about what gratitude is the dictionary definition. This is Webster's dictionary definition of it. And it's kind of basic, but I like it. So gratitude is quite simply the quality of being thankful. Not very complicated. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful. So I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with gratitude and with being thankful for something. Like, people might think that you have to be happy to be thankful for something, or you have to, feel great in order to be thankful for something. And that's not true. That definition says nothing about happiness or sadness. And when you are thankful for something, that has nothing to do with how sad you are or how much you wish other things were different. It's a big point that I want to convey in this video. Okay, so gratitude is the quality of being thankful, and it has nothing to do with your mood. You can be thankful whether you're the happiest person in the world, or you can be thankful whether you're the saddest and most depressed person in the world. Now, maybe I shouldn't say it as an extreme like that, because it's much harder to be thankful and find things to be thankful for when you're more sad than when you're happy. But it is true that it doesn't have to do with your mood or how you're feeling on a certain day. So that leads me into the second thing that I want to use to define, or at least bring it into our definition of gratitude, which is this quote, which it may be by this ancient, I think he was Greek, Aesop. I think he's a poet. I'm not really sure on either of those things, but it also, it's not even correctly attributed to him. Nobody really knows who this quote is from, so forgive me if I'm screwing that up. But the quote of the day, without further ado: gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. I really like that quote. I think that it's perfect for the definition of gratitude, but also with exactly what I want to convey about gratitude in this video. Gratitude isn't about looking around and being like, everything in my life I'm so happy about. I'm so happy that I have everything is perfect. I can't imagine anything could be better. No, that's not gratitude. Gratitude is being conscious of every single thing in your life. That's the good and the bad. And when you look at the bad, you're like, well, I wish that wasn't exactly the way it was, or I wish that didn't happen the way it happened. But on the flip side, when I look at all the good, everything is good that I'm looking at. Not everything in total, but when I look at the good in my life, I'm happy that that's in my life. I'm thankful for that being in my life. I might not be happy in general, but I'm happy that I have that, I'm happy that I have that person that I can confide in whenever I feel down. I'm happy that I have my parent or my partner or a coach, a mentor, a teacher, or a friend who's a mentor to me, who teaches me, who lets me lean on them, and who I can confide in, and who at least if I even if it's not about being down, who at least I'm always happy when I'm around, or at least they give me comfort being around them. So gratitude isn't this thing where you have to look at all the sad things that you're feeling and be like, oh, well, I don't get to be sad about that. I have to just be grateful because there's something in my life that's good. That's not what gratitude is. Gratitude is the conscious decision to look at both the good and your bad in your life and just say, I'm thankful for the good because it's good. You called it good. You're looking at the good and the bad in your life, and you're calling the good good. So it's just saying, thank you. Thank you to yourself. Thank you to God. Thank you to the universe. Thank you to the person that allowed you to have one of the things you're thankful for that you call good, right? Like, it's not very complicated. It doesn't have to be this deep, grandiose, religious statement, right? It's very, very simple. And that's what the power of it is. It kind of breaks things down from being these giant, things, right? Like life, sadness, bad things going on in the world. And it breaks them down into this, funnel of like, okay, well, what do I call good? I can label it myself. I'm smart enough to know what I think is good in my life and what I think is bad. Well, when I take a look at the two piles I've made, there's a lot of things in this good. And I can thank whoever I want for that. I can thank myself. I can thank my parents. I can thank my best friend. I can thank the God that I pray to. I can thank the universe as a whole and all the photons and electrons and quarks and just different atoms that make it up and that have led to me having this piece of cake, if that's what you're thankful of. So I want to just stress that point, that it's not about just looking at the bad and feeling bad and having to be like, oh, well, I have to find some good in this. No, it's not. It's consciously thinking about your life. Look at your life. Look inward in yourself. What are you thankful about yourself? I know it's hard to do that because there's so much insecurities that we all have. In the words of Kanye West, bonus QOTD, in the words of Kanye West, we all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. So we all do have these insecurities and ways that we're self-conscious about our own idiosyncrasies, the ways that we're weird and unique. And it's like, oh, why don't other people do that? Why am I so different? It's like, we all feel that. But the power is looking at yourself deeply and thinking, when I get past the things that I'm like, ugh, I don't like that. Why do I do that? Oh, what do you like about yourself? Okay? What do you like about yourself? Do you think you're funny? Do you like that? Do you like making people laugh? Do you think you have a good talent at it a little bit? Do you like that you're into really niche pop culture references or trivia, or that you're really into, trains or animals, or what is it about yourself that you actually like? It doesn't have to be a whole exhaustive list. I know it's hard to sift through all the things that we wish we could change, all these imperfections we have that we actually don't need to change, and they're beautiful, and it makes us unique, and what is different about us that is so special and that only we can bring to the world. But It's hard for us to see that about ourselves. It's easy for me to tell you that, and it's easier for me to tell you that than it is for me to look at myself and all my flaws, that I call them flaws, and to myself, and to be like, oh, I love all my flaws and imperfections and the ways that I fail and the ways that I have to grow and all. It's a lot harder to do that. So I hear you, but there are some things about myself that I love, right? And there are some things about my life that I love, or that at least if I don't love them both, I'm thankful for. I can just say thank you. And I go back and forth thanking God, thanking the universe, and thanking people, and thanking myself. So I do all of the above. If you're thinking that you can't do one, please try everything. Whatever you land on, might help. So you can find things about yourself that you're thankful for. You can find things about your life in general, people that are in it, opportunities you've been given, and things that you don't have yet but you can strive for. That's something you can be thankful for. And the list just kind of goes on and on. Material things you can be thankful for. You don't have to be ashamed. I mean, there's definitely a line between worshiping things that are not as important as people and right and feelings and what we have, the effects we have on each other. There's a line between worshiping things over that. Then there is the other side of the line would be just being thankful for the things you have. I mean, I'm sitting in front of a couple $1,000 computer with $100 microphone to my right, and a phone that's thousands, probably $1,000+ right? Like, so I'm thankful for all of these things, because without them, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So don't feel like you can't be thankful for material things. I'm very thankful for these things, and I'm thankful for my car, because guess what? Those things make my life easier. Now, if it comes down to it, I'm more thankful for the people in my life than I am these items, but that's not the point. It's not about ranking what you're more thankful for and all that. It's about looking at what's in your life that makes it easier, makes you happier, feels good, and saying thank you. Okay, so without further ado, I just want to end this video on telling you some things that I'm thankful for, right? So I just mentioned some items, some materialistic items: my laptop, my microphone, my phone, and my car, right? And the list, it's deeper than that. I love headphones, that I can listen to music and podcasts and learn so much with. But the list goes on and on. That's not just my only material things that I'm thankful for, but those are a good start. Moving on to some more abstract things. I'm really thankful for, in this pandemic, my school and my government has taken care of me. Being thankful isn't in relation to anybody else, right? So I don't want to say this and have everybody else feel like, oh, well, my school and my government didn't take care of me. Well, I can't be thankful now because he's telling me to be thankful for things that aren't helpful. No. I'm thankful for the way that my school and my state has, and the federal government at some level, given me a basic boost. But I'm thankful for the fact that I wasn't left out to dry when I lost my job due to the coronavirus. I'm thankful that my school adapted, helped me out financially. My government helped me out financially. And my school also adapted and helped me out learning-wise, academically, and everybody involved in, from professors, TAs, and other students. It was a collective effort to department heads. It was a collective effort to make things easier for us, and not just easier in the sense of like, oh, well, now it's just got to be easy. It's like easier because it's hard, and we need to figure this out together. So I'm thankful for that. And you don't have to be if you don't feel the same way. This isn't about you. These are the things that I'm thankful for. I look at my life. This has nothing to do with anybody else, and I'm not charging anybody if they don't feel the same way, okay? That's another thing about gratitude. It's personal. Introspection. That's the key. Next, I'm really thankful for all the people in my life that I have who have checked up on me. I'm really thankful for the relationships that I have and I've made and I continue to make. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed to have so many people who have just checked in with me, seen how I was doing, and tried to, lend a hand, whether it was from the coronavirus and just been like, oh, what are you doing? Where are you going to be at? Oh, I hope you're doing well. Hope your family stays safe. I love you, brother. Or if it was due to the George Floyd murder and all the fallout that happened with that, the racial protests that are still going on. So I don't want to take away from that. But I had so many people, mentors, family, people from high school, people from college, brothers, sisters, friends, people who I look up to, coaches, teachers, professors. I mean, I'm really, really thankful that I've just had people in my life who have maintained relationships with me over a long period of time, and we don't have all the same connections as, a daily routine of talking, or, it's not the same connection as it first started out as. But nonetheless, so many people maintain these relationships with me, and I'm really thankful for them. So if you're watching and you're one of these people, and I guarantee if you are watching, you are, I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you're doing well too, because I really am thankful for our relationship. Next, I'm really, really thankful to have been able to grow as a person through this coronavirus. That's a blessing. I'm really thankful that I haven't had to stress about whether my family was going to get sick and die because they're exposing themselves to, the coronavirus or whatever else during this pandemic. I'm thankful that I was able to just focus on myself, that I didn't have another, family member to take care of, any other responsibilities really other than self-care. And I'm thankful that I had the spaces to do that. Whether it was at my house or otherwise, I've always just been in a place where I had space, physical space, emotional space to just do my own thing, work on the things I need to work on, and it's been very helpful. It's been helpful mentally, physically, and in just routine-wise, my habits have been successful mostly. When I outlined them a couple videos ago, they've worked out mostly. So that's all I can ask for. Kind of tied to that is even more basic thing that I'm thankful for, which is just that I'm thankful that I'm not like physically hopeless throughout this time. I mean, a lot of people, especially our undocumented or informal immigrant community, I mean, a lot of people just lost jobs and they were not getting any type of subsidization from the government. They weren't getting any type of severance package. They weren't getting anything. And that's a lot of people. It's not just our informal worker friends and family. It's just people all over this country who weren't helped enough and who are unemployed or who were undernourished as it was. And they, are only having that fact compounded on them. It also deals with domestic violence and unsafe households in general, verbal or physical or otherwise, sexual abuse. So I'm just really thankful to have all my basic needs met before I can even compound on the fact that I was able to grow during this time and, feel more than my basic needs being fulfilled. But, so I am thankful for my basic needs just being met and more than that, feeling safe no matter where I've been and having space for myself no matter where I've been. So thankful for that. I'm really thankful for also having, the internet. The internet has kept me connected to the world throughout all this, something I would have been going stir crazy even more of if I didn't have. And then more so, it's allowed me to have this platform throughout this pandemic and before and afterward. It's allowed me to have this platform from which I get to create and be myself and have a voice, which I just love. Everybody who knows me knows that I've loved speaking, talking, even out of turn and inappropriately at times. But I'm really thankful for the internet and to have this platform and the internet access that I've had undeterred the entire time this pandemic has gone on. So thankful for that. Two more things. One, I'm really thankful that I've gotten to travel during this time and travel safely, as safe as you can, actually. So I'm currently in West Virginia. I'm visiting my girlfriend for the summer, essentially, and I've gone a time before that as well to see her before I came back home in Minnesota after our school shut down. So I was able to travel to Minnesota. When the school shut down, I was able to travel to see my girlfriend. And the entire time I've had gloves, wipes, hand sanitizer, facial mask with filters, N95s. I mean, like, I've had, the most decked out PPE, personal protective equipment that anybody could ask for. I mean, some doctors don't have what I have had traveling, so I'm very appreciative of it. I'm very appreciative of having the financial stability to be able to do that and see my families in both Minnesota and in West Virginia. So really appreciative of that. It's made a huge difference to be able to see both sides of my family. So finally, what I'm thankful for that I'm going to mention here today is I'm thankful for having the tools to grow spiritually. Growing spiritually is mental and physical and emotional work, but a lot of people don't even know that there are ways to do those things, so they don't even know how to do that work. I have many tools at my disposal. I have my girlfriend is a spiritual leader herself, but also very knowledgeable in psychology, and that helps a lot in knowing what things I'm doing that are pathological and what things are doing that are not. But also beyond that, my mother's always cultivated open communication, and that helps so much. Beyond that, I have people in my life who have, whether it was coaches who are male, who have instilled in me that emotional vulnerability and openness and honesty and integrity are the bedrocks of what it means to be a man. Kind of redefining what manliness is in my eyes from what the kind of mainstream media, if you will, often perpetuates. Beyond that, just simple tools like meditation, knowing how powerful that is to calm myself and to come back to my center. Introspection, writing, that's huge. Knowing what it means to look inward for myself, and how it's not just closing my eyes and staring at a black, seeing a lot of black around me. Like it's consciously probing with questions, and then being patient and letting the noise pass and not trying to stop the noise, but just listening to what my inner self is saying. Writing is huge as well with that, and just in general, helping myself outline what's going on in my head and in my world as I see it. Imaginative planning for the future. I'm so thankful that I have the ability to dream and know that my dreams are possible to be realized. That's a huge thing that breaks people's souls down as they go out through life. It breaks their hearts because they have dreams that they never thought that they could fulfill. So they just are, these images stay in the backs of their heads, and they never tried to fulfill them because people keep telling them that they can't and they won't, and why they won't and why they can't. I'm thankful to always had my mother, who has told me I could do whatever I want as long as I put the work in, and other just leaders, coaches, people, teachers, and pop culture icons that I look up to, who have told me, hey, look at that image in your head. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Everybody who has told me that, I'm thankful for. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? What do you see yourself doing, that makes you happy? What do you do now that makes you happiest? How can you get there? You see this image in your head. What do you need to do to take you from here to that image in your head? What would that all entail? So that's a huge thing for knowing that the future isn't empty and bleak and dark, knowing that I'm not going to something that I'm not happy with in terms of a career, or I'm not just stagnant right now and not feeling like I can move in any direction that will feel better for myself in the future. So that's huge. And then finally, knowing that I have the holistic psychologist to always go on her Instagram page and learn from her. I'm going to post her Instagram page in the comments below because it's huge. The work that I've been able to do in minor ways and in large ways over time, just seeing her Instagram page, which is just therapy at a minor level, put on display, democratized for everybody. It is huge. It's therapy that's spiritually based as well. It's not just Western medicine therapy. It's also holistic based mental, physical incorporation of spiritual based therapy. So it's incredible. It's educated, it's nuanced, and it's done wonders for my ability to learn and think about who I am and critically assess who I am and how to grow. So those are the things I'm thankful for. I challenge you to write down the things you're thankful for. Find 3 things. That's what I started with like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I just wrote down, these are the 3 things I'm thankful for. And I thought for a while, and I got to 2 and I thought I was good. And then I finally got to 3. So that's what it starts with. Simple things. Start with 1 if you really can't find 3. Then go to 3 the next week or the next couple weeks. But try and check in with yourself. Try and find the things that you know are good in your life and give thanks for them. That quote, gratitude is turning what we have into enough. It's true. It's maybe not enough yet, ever, but it gets closer and closer to being enough as time goes on and as you learn and you get more grateful and as you get more powerful in learning to use your ability to improve and persevere to get the things that you really want truly down your soul. So thanks for listening. I hope to be back. I have some plans for the future for goodness sake. So I hope to be able to give you guys that soon and some insights onto what's going on. But for now, I'll just tease it. Thanks so much. I love you all. Stay safe, stay educated, stay healthy. Peace and love.